real estate notes. First of all, what is it? Well, it's a promissory note. It's a promise to pay. A certain amount of money for a set time to purchase a piece of real estate. It's a contract between the lender and the borrower that states the interest rate, the payment, the term of the maturity date or none of a note, and clearly outlines penalties for any late payments. Now, I was really encouraged today because I had a phone call with a client from many, many years ago. In fact, I checked my cell phone, and the last time that we had texted was in 2014. And I said, do you realize it's been 11 years since we talked? And I said, what have you been up to? And she was sitting in this beautiful home that she had just renovated on this beautiful lake. She was now Airbnb-ing it, so she was there on a turn, and she financed the entire thing through private money, utilizing the very strategies that we're talking about here tonight, you guys. So understand that real estate notes are not just for if you want to put your money into something that's going to get you a monthly payment or a consistent rate of return, but it can also be a tool that you utilize to create or to buy real estate. And here's the cool thing. If I use a note to buy real estate, I can also help the seller negotiate the sale of that note so that I can get either a discount on the purchase price or I can earn a brokering fee for brokering the very note that I helped to create. Now, time permitting, I'll show you guys how to do that on the board here once we get to the other side of my slides, okay? Now, be aware, this is happening all the time. Notes are actively traded behind the scenes. If you ever received a letter telling you to send your payment elsewhere, that's because your loan was simply sold to another lender who acquires all the rights and the underlying property. What we're talking about here tonight, you guys, is the foundation of the American real estate system. In the absence of mortgage notes, you can't buy or sell. One of the reasons that America became such a great country so quickly is the early founders recognized the need to be able to provide collateral for loans. Because you guys remember, the early settlers came over here and we needed money. We needed money to build stuff, to buy stuff, to plant stuff. We needed money. And so we went to Britain and we said, hey, will you guys lend us some money? And they said, not without collateral. And so the founding fathers went forward and started developing parcels of land. Now, there's a great book out there. The author escapes me. You guys can look it up. It's called Measuring America. Older book, probably 30 or 40 years old, but still relevant today. And it's the story about the men and women and kids who literally measured America using chains to create the legal descriptions known as meets and bounds. So we would know how long a property was, the width of it by feet, and then from that we could create a legal description, and the legal description could now be pledged as collateral for the loan. So one of the reasons that America became an economic superpower so quickly is it was one of the only countries in the world that was providing individual private land ownership and giving people the ability to leverage it as collateral to get loans. Now, that wasn't happening in Europe or Britain or any of these other countries because these countries were all owned by kings and princes and, wealthy people. They didn't give peasants the opportunity to own land. America did and does, continues to, but it's that meets and bounds system that allows us to leverage and create these mortgage notes, which are collateral for loans.